We're waiting, connecting. Hello, everybody. It's Jen Hart. Hello. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. I'm not going to tell you the million excuses that I have why I haven't been on, but I'm here today, and that's all that matters. And I'm here for a super amazing topic and reason. If you do not know me, my name is Jennifer Hart. I consider myself like a soul guide. I'm not a coach. I just help people find their path and connect them with the information, the resources, the events, and the people that they need, whether it's healers, coaches, whatever, to evolve themselves and those who are seeking change and growth to help them on their path. So thanks for joining us today. I am here with Susheela and Melissa, and they are hosting an event on Saturday called the Divine Feminine Playground. So the topic today, we're going to talk about what is divine feminine. You might have heard that. I had not heard it until probably a couple years ago, and I'm still just diving into what this is. So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll cover why is it important. It's actually something that lies within all of us, and it is a crucial piece of creating, manifesting happiness, joy, flow. I'll let the experts, talk more about that. But let me bring them on. So today we have Melissa and Susheela. Thanks for joining me, ladies. I'm super excited to have you. Oh, and spoiler alert, we are going to do a live little sound healing, so you definitely want to check it out and feel the vibes coming through. So how this just transpired, which I love, like the connectedness of everything, is right now my stray cat that I've adopted is healing with an abscess, and she's been very traumatized. She's not used to going to the vet. She had to get a drain in and stitches, and they had to cut her open, and she has a cone, and she's actually laying right behind me in the room. And Melissa knows the story. I've been super stressed. Like, animals is my weak spot, and they just touch my heart. And so Sheila mentioned that she has like a special bond with animals and healing, and they are going to be doing a sound bath at the event. Hey, Barry. Woo! Norm, what's up? I'm all, wait, that's not Barry, that's Norm. Hi, thanks for joining us. And so she is going to give us a little treat today and give us a mini sound healing, also to help my little stray cat.
Yeah.
So, Susheela, tell us about what is the Divine Feminine Playground, and what is your role in it?
Yeah. So the Divine Feminine Playground is a movement that I've founded, and it's really about harnessing the power of play to really activate our feminine energy. And when I talk about the feminine, for me, the feminine is really the energy that exists within all of us, that is about our creativity, that is about inspiration. It's our capacity to receive. It's our capacity to listen to to tune into our intuition. That's the feminine. So it's also, and I'm going to ask Melissa to join in terms of sharing more about what she experiences the feminine being. Melissa's a co-conspirator in the playground. So it's really a space to cultivate those energies within us through play, through song, through dance, through music, through writing, through role playing, because the feminine is also play. The feminine is emotion. It's the unconscious. It's the inner world. And we live in a world that's generally very masculine, hyper masculine, where there hasn't been a lot of room, and there still isn't a lot of room for the feminine in the way our world is presently constructed, unless you're rebels like us and make it happen.
And I want to chime in real quick. So I always like to take it back to who I was when I first started on my spiritual journey. And if, like, what you were talking about right now, I'd be like, what? And I think there's a lot of like possible misconception. So can you just take a brief moment and explain what is divine feminine and what is divine masculine, and then, how it's equal parts into everybody, man, woman, whatever you identify with, and kind of just touch on that, because I know that there's a lot of people that might watch this and have no idea exactly what we're talking about. So just to
Yeah.
take it back a few steps.
Yeah, sounds great. And maybe Melissa, do you
Yeah,
wanna why don't you chime
I
in?
can
Yeah.
chime in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, we all have like this yin and yang, right? So there's duality in like every aspect of our lives, right? So we have light, dark, hot, cold, all of that, right? And we wouldn't have light without dark, we wouldn't have hot without cold. And it's the same in every human being. We have the feminine and we have the masculine. And that has absolutely nothing to do with your gender or any of that, right? And so it's really about the divine feminine aspects and the divine masculine aspects. So as Susheela was saying, the feminine, and if you want to think about it also as like hemispheres of the brain, the feminine has to do with the right hemisphere and the masculine has to do with the left. So the feminine is really, like she said, all about creativity. The word that I always think of with feminine is flow. So it's tapping into intuition, it's joy, it's fun. And the feminine aspect of you, it is all about the emotions, the heart, right? Nurturing. And then the masculine is kind of that container. So if you think about a river, the masculine is like the river bank that holds the river, and then the feminine is the water that flows, right? And so we have all of those aspects of self. So the masculine is about structure, action, results, right? All of that, and then the feminine is more that creative, like let's be in flow, let's have fun, and so every single one of us has both aspects. And again, kind of like that yin yang, we want to find that balance, we want to find that harmony, and so we really want to activate both parts of ourselves and create that unity and that harmony so that we can feel whole. And like Susheela was saying, really the world is actually mostly focused on the masculine, right? Even like those of us who are entrepreneurs, which I know you have a lot of followers that are, Jen. It's like we've been taught the hustle, the grind, the go, 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 push, force, productivity, and all of those things. And those are all masculine, right? And they're not bad, but when they're not balanced with feminine, that's when we can exhaust ourselves, go into burnout, we can feel stuck, we can feel kind of like we're being limited and kind of pigeonholed. But if we actually allow both aspects, so the structure, the action, the results, along with the flow and the creativity, then we can really make life a lot more fun, a lot more easeful, that's a word, right? Filled with ease and joy. And it's in that joy, it's in the play that we actually manifest as well. It's that we attract the things that we really want. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this because this is what our event on Saturday is all about. But that's where we actually also get to heal in a way that feels good, right? Because sometimes we're trying to do everything in this like really intense way, and it doesn't always have to be that way. It doesn't always have to be hard and intense and painful. Actually, healing also gets to be fun. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that,
No,
Susheela.
I feel like you hit it right on the nail. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was perfect. And I was just going to say, you totally brought back up the point of our society is created to hustle, 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 grind, 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 must work hard to achieve your goals. And until I started to learn these principles about what truly exists within us with both aspects, I'm now stepping into, and I have actually felt like the true just being in the divine feminine, and it's freaking magical. Like I almost dropped an F-bomb there because if you know me, and if you don't know me, I'll do a just quick explanation. Is at one point I sold all my stuff and I was traveling around the world with no plan, no limit, no expectation. And I'm typically a person who has been raised and lived in my masculine where everything's planned out, structure. And then when I let go and I said, I'm going to let the universe show me the way. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to show up and I'm going to receive whatever comes to me holy crap balls, like it was magic. Like everywhere I went, like something magical was waiting for me, the perfect person, like the perfect events, and I had the most magical journey. And so I want to just throw that in there because I feel like it gives people that know my story, and it will be coming out in my book soon. Woo! They can see like, oh yeah, like that was magical, like what happened when she was just having fun and playing and receiving, and my intuition like just going with that, like should I go here next or should I go here next, and listening. So okay, so tell us more about what the event is that you ladies are hosting on Saturday. And this event is for men and women, right? Anybody can join? Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so we are hosting an event that we are calling a New Earth Playground. It's an event under Divine Feminine Playground, um, and what we're doing is releasing any stuck energies that we may still be carrying from this year. This year has been, well, the past 2 years I know have been extremely challenging, and but I feel even like intuitively it feels like this year has really had an even more amplified impact on a lot of people. So Melissa and I thought it would be really incredible to create a play container to help us release anything that we may still be holding on to or is just feeling stuck or stagnant from this year that we want to let go of. So and then once we and then we want to create space where we can release, but also space where we can invite in what we want to cultivate for the upcoming year. So it's really this new playground is really about releasing whatever we no longer feel is in alignment with us from 2021 to really step into who we want to become and what we want to experience in 2022. And we're going to do all of this through play in a half-day play immersion. So it will be virtual, but we'll be very interactive. We'll be moving, you'll be hearing music, you'll be writing and communicating. So this is not a passive kind of stare at your screen sort of experience. This is very much an embodied experience that will be guiding people through.
Yeah.
And we're going to be working with the 4 elements. So that's the theme. So fire, air, earth, water. We're going to be working with the 4 elements to really support us in letting go of what wants to leave from this past year and really inviting in what wants to come in for ourselves for the following year.
It sounds freaking awesome. And also I love that it's different. Like it's like a mix. I'm a person that loves variety. So it's like a mix of all these different things. So it's not like you said, you're just sitting at the screen and you're staring and you're like getting talked at and maybe breakout rooms, which is fun. But it's very interactive and it's also healing, and it's a different form of healing. Like people don't realize that actually having fun and playing brings healing, brings joy, brings happiness, brings release, and gives us permission to call in new things and create whatever we want. So I love that. Melissa, do you have anything to add about the event? Oh, and I love the elements aspect. That's badass. Like adding the elements of the earth and everything in there. So I just wanted to say that. That's cool.
Yeah, I love that piece because there's so much that we can learn from the elements. There's so much we can learn from nature in general. And we're going to take what each of the elements has to teach us, right? And we're going to use all of those aspects of each element to take us through this journey. And that's really what it is, right? So it's an immersion, but it's a journey together. So like Susheela said, it's not at all going to feel like any time that you're used to spending on Zoom, because you're not going to be sitting, you're not going to be just like passively taking in. It is a co-creation, and every single person that's there is going to add to the energy. And what I see, it's like in perfect divine feminine flow, because it's funny. It's like the masculine is the sitting, the like, it's very stagnant. It's very like 3D, like, I'm looking at, or almost 2D actually. It's like, I'm looking at this like flat screen and it's just taking in information, but it's actually the opposite. So when we're in the feminine doing a virtual event, we're interacting with each other, and the connection and the feedback loop that's happening actually makes it feel really multidimensional. And so it's almost like, you're inviting me into your physical space and I'm inviting you into mine, and we're flowing through the different spaces. And so this screen is no longer this 2D space. It's actually this giant, almost like bubble of creativity and flow. And the time passes so quickly because you're just having fun and you're laughing. And, like Jen said, you're healing in a completely different way. And, we're going to tap into the inner child, which is another piece that is so huge. Like there's these aspects of ourself that are needing attention, that are needing love, and they just want to play, right? If we think about when we were children and just how we looked at the world and how we experienced the world and how we laughed at like the tiniest things, right? We get to step into that kind of that beginner's mind and explore. And when we do that, we shift completely out of our state, right? And you can't be holding heaviness and darkness and be laughing and playful at the same time, but you can allow that to transcend through the play. So it's going to be really, really powerful. And, whenever we've done these kinds of experiences, both of us have seen a massive shift and transformation in the people that are there. And everybody plays a part. We'll be facilitating, but every single person's energy makes a difference. And so it's such a cool container. And it's just something that I really want to invite people to do for themselves, especially in the midst of holiday stress and all of these things that people are going through. Like, come and just have some fun. Give yourself this gift, right, of just being in play and see what happens. Because I promise you're going to step into 2022 in a very different way.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Okay, so you said that the event is this Saturday and it's 4 hours long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the time of the event?
It's from 11 to 3 Pacific, which would be 1 to 5 Mountain Time.
Central,
sorry. Oh, I'm so bad with time zones.
Yeah, so it's 1 to 5 Central, it's 2 to 6 Eastern, all the different
time zones.
Anybody that may be outside of those time zones, hello, thanks for joining us. And you're welcome to attend, but you may need to just Google the time zone difference. It'd be a lot to go through all the time zones, and I don't know them by heart. Okay, and then how many spots do you have available? Because I know that there's, a limited amount. And what is the price for the event?
Yeah, so we have 10 spots available, and the price is $150 US for the event.
Oh, I'm glad that you added US on there.
I'm Canadian, so like I think just like mentally that's where my brain goes, where it's like, right, US like it's a thing.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's magical. And so I know that I've talked to you both about what I think I actually stopped into one of play sessions that you guys were having previously, and it was super awesome just for the little bit of time that I was there. So I know how powerful this event's going to be. And for anybody that's watching, like, I know that most people, and this is also myself, I can only speak for myself, but we are not having enough fun, and we're just worried and we're stressed, and we're like, this was my story to myself, I'm not creative. Holy crap, since I've changed that narrative and got into doing things like this, I have found I am really freaking creative. And I think that we all are. It's just a matter of finding that creativity. And it wasn't until I started exploring, having fun, and playing, which was really challenging for me, and is still something I have to push myself out of my comfort zone to do, that, what forms of creativity and fun were my most favorite. And so going to something like this with amazing healers, I mean, these women are powerful. They're both extremely intuitive. They have a large healing background, and, being able to just go have fun and play and see what comes up, like, you can't beat that. It's priceless.
No, not at all.
Something. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mel.
Well, something else that came up for me, and it's funny because you mentioned it in a way, is like when you were saying that I'm not creative narrative, that's a big one. And I'm not intuitive is another one that a lot of people think, right? And we
Yeah.
all have a powerful intuition. We just need to tap into it. And
Mhm.
one of the best ways to do that is through play, through fun, and through flow. And we're going to do that. And you will be amazed at the things that come up for you, the things that the guidance, and just how much more connected you will feel to yourself after this, and just how much more guided you'll feel. And that's part of it. It's like we want to step into this new year feeling guided, feeling supported, feeling like, you know, you're not alone, right? Because you're not, you never are. We all have a soul team, a divine, whatever you believe, like it's there for you always.
Yeah.
And we just get to tap into it.
I love that.
Yeah, I also just wanted to share, I had one of our playground participants, when she came in, she was like, I'm so, just feeling like a fraud, like I'm not creative. She had that exact narrative. I'm not creative. I can't do this. And just through staying so we have in addition to this event, we have monthly play experiences that we run. And so she comes to these monthly play experiences, and every month she's creating, so it's totally shifted her own narrative around being creative, which has been amazing to witness. And a lot of people who are part of this movement talk about, as they've been playing and playing with their shadows and playing with the things that feel difficult, and because that's part of what we do is like we take the difficult stuff and meet it with play, and through that blend, that those challenges suddenly become transformed and actually become an asset versus something that's in the way. And we get to experience greater liberation. But one of the things that I repeatedly hear about people who come to our play events talk about feeling more brave, more confident, more they're doing things that they always would but never thought they could. They feel lighter. They're bringing more play into their day-to-day life, and their quality of life is improving as a result of that. And I really think, especially just with just the heaviness that's been present in the world, I think now more than ever, it's so pertinent that we play, so that we can transform these things quickly. Because I think there may be a thought that healing has to be hard. It requires a lot of talking. It requires a lot of it has to be difficult, but not at all. And because we've seen that play can quantumly shift your day-to-day experience like this. And we really believe it's the new way forward in terms of what's going to really support us to create the life and the world that we want. And this event is a catalyst for that, because I think many of us are ready for some real change in our lives, and to have a new experience of our day-to-day existence. So we really desire to be catalysts for that, so we can help people bring their voices out, bring their creativity out, to really create the life that they actually desire. And you can do that playfully. Like, imagine that. Like, what? Yeah. So, for example, I'd love to share one of the play experiences that I've facilitated in the past is, so I would get people to record a video of themselves, and just talking about how amazing they are. And then just to pay attention to what are the voices coming up in their head as they're doing this. And they would write them down. Some of them would be good and some of them would not be great. And they would create puppets from each of these voices. And then we would dance and create a play with the puppets. And suddenly what felt so heavy and real suddenly became something very different. And the relationship to those voices in their head suddenly shifted. And so those are the kinds of experiences we take people through, where they can we're literally supporting your transformation through play, because we've done it for ourselves, and now we're doing it for the world.
Yeah, I love that. There's one more thing I wanted to add here. So we know when you think about a child, right? Like they are so present. They're so in the moment. And there's really nothing that can make you more present than play and fun and joy. Right. And it absolutely it takes you out of being in the past or living in the future, right? Because both of those stop you from, like Susheela was talking about, the quantum shifts, right? It stops you from quantum leaping because you're so focused on what was or what will be, and the fear or the regret or whatever it is. But the moment you introduce play and joy and fun, that also shifts you into gratitude. It shifts you into these higher vibrations that plant you into the present moment. And when you're in the present moment, that's where shift really happens. And so it's really beautiful. It's so many things can change when you are in that state. And I know for myself too, like I've not only just, seen this in other people, but it's like every time that I've been really present and that I've allowed joy and fun and flow and all of those things, that's when all of a sudden things just shift and incredible things happen. And I manifest magic and miracles and every single time. So yeah, I just wanted to add that.
You just see my head, like, I'm like, yeah,
I get it.
Everywhere I go now, I'm like, okay, I'm just here to have fun. And then when I have fun, like all of these cool things happen, and I'm like, I need to have more fun in my life. But I constantly have to remind myself that I have to have fun, And we went to, I'll tell like a quick story, which I think is funny, is we went to bingo the other day, and it's like with the senior citizens, we're like the youngest people there. It's so fun to me. I've always loved that. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking of you guys. I knew we were going to do this live, and I'm like, I need to have fun. I was like, I love to daub bingo squares. So like, I'm just putting it out there. Like, and I find this very meditative and creative to me because, I make my sheets all colorful and I use different color daubers. And then I'm just like, yes, like I got a daub, and I ended up winning. Like, it was so awesome. Like, and of course that was more fun, but it's like just being in that moment. And it wasn't about anything else except the company that I was with and daubing my little squares. And it was so fun. And so it's like, if you have any inkling or interest or desire to have a little bit more fun this week, I highly recommend attending the event. If it's something that's out of your comfort zone, that is all the more reason that you should do it, because if 2020 and 2021 have shown us anything, it's that change is happening. And I think that a lot of us are realizing that we, in a sense, want change to happen, and you have the power to create the life that you want. And doing new things, in my opinion, this is what my book is based on. It's my bucket list adventures, where I went and did all these new things I'd never done. That changed my life in like ways that I can't even describe. And so do something new, have a good time, meet some new people, do something you've never done before, or maybe you have, and you're welcome there too as well. But like, check it out and see. And so with that, if people, and stick around because we are going to do a little mini play session with a little sound healing from Susheela. But if people are interested in attending the event, just to recap again, because I see we have some new people on, it's a fun play experience called the Divine Feminine Playground. It's for men and women this Saturday, which is December 11th, magical day. I love that number. And it is from 11 to 3
Pacific.
Pacific
time. And then it's $150. We have two amazing facilitators that you're looking at right now. They are going to be doing so many magical things, helping you connect with your intuition, your creativity, having fun, play, and joy in your life, and creation and release at the same time. And then how will people, if they're interested, how would they get a ticket?
So we have a link. We can post it in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. And we have a link. Okay. And now, do you ladies have anything else to add before we do our little sound bath?
The one thing I actually wanted to share was the great thing about play is it also can really improve our resilience and our ability to adapt to change, which, considering the times we're in right now, I think are such important skill sets for us to have. So that's the other benefit. We are more resilient, and we're more able to adapt to change, and we get to experience both with more ease, which I think for our nervous systems and our mental health is so important right now. So that's another huge reason why I'm such a big we're both such big advocates of play.
Oh, I love that you added that because I wouldn't even have thought of it that way. So that's beautiful. And Maria, hello, Maria and Monifa, hey, ladies. She asked, is it live or online? It's online, right?
It will be online. But like I said, it'll be very interactive. You're not going to be like, it's not like a screen staring a few hours. We're going to be moving, we're going to be writing, we're going to be creating and doing all sorts of really fun things. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Melissa, do you have anything else to add?
No, just the link is in the comments.
Okay.
So go ahead and, if you're interested, you can check it out. You can read more about it, and then we would love to have you. Just be
absolutely. Yeah, and if you want to reach out to either of us personally, I can be reached at Susheela, the channel on Instagram. So if you have any questions or things like that, Mel would be the best way to get someone to talk to.
So you can find me on Facebook if you want to. Just my name is right there. So Melissa Acuña-Dengo. It's probably the best way.
And you commented in the comments. Hi, Monifa!
Yes, I did. And I just want to encourage you, because just what's coming through for me here is just as we listen to Susheela's beautiful sound, just take a breath and just be really present, be willing to receive, and then just kind of put this question out there for yourself, like what would happen if I allowed more fun and ease into my life? And just let that question float out into the ether as you receive the sound. That's just kind of what's coming through for me. And you can even place your hands on your heart if you feel called to. And enjoy.
Right. So I'm going to dedicate this to Jen's cat, and but like the healing will come through for however it needs to for whoever is on this.
Oh my gosh, that was freaking phenomenal. I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. Your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
So
okay,
she literally channels angels. Like it's so beautiful.
There was just a little cutout at the beginning, but then once the sound came through, I was like, oh my gosh. And then so I wanted to watch the cat cakes. The cat's laying right behind me. And she literally woke up because she was just laying there. She opened her eyes and then she like closed them again. And the next thing I know, she got up. She's been laying there for a couple hours, like 2 hours now, maybe, and started coming towards the screen. So she's now moved from where she was to about halfway to me. Like,
oh my God.
You truly do have a gift, like with the singing for humans too, because as soon as I close my eyes, I could feel like how I receive energy when it's very, very powerful is I feel my eyes flickering underneath when my eyes are closed. And so, oh my gosh, like that was amazing. We got some comments. Beautiful and so beautiful from Maria and Monifa. Fellow
thank you.
singers too. They are also fellow singers as
Oh,
well.
wonderful. Lovely.
We should have we should have all the singers come on and do like a collaboration. How fun would that be?
Ooh, oh, that would be
Oh,
really fun. That would be
that'd be
so cool.
amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, if no one has any questions that's watching right now, then I will just repeat one more time. So, Susheela and Mel, thank you for being with us
Thank
today, talking about
you.
the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This will be available for replay. So, if you missed it, check it out. There's so much good stuff. If you're someone that's looking for more fun, play, joy, um, healing,
Magic.
intuition, creativity, like their event this Saturday is going to be phenomenal. It is only $150, which is a steal of a deal. It's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday, December 11th. The link is in the comments on my personal Facebook page. And for the other places that this is streaming, I will get that link in there. And yeah, please let them know that you saw this video. And if you want to ask them any questions, I can get you connected, or they also dropped their information in, or Susheela, we're friends on Facebook. Can you also drop in your Instagram?
Yes, I will do that.
So yeah. Oh, Monifa said she's been working on that. All the channelers, yes. And then how magical it was. And she felt it around the back of her neck.
Yeah, more of that. More of that to come.
Well, thank you,
Yeah,
ladies.
there will
If you don't
be
have
way
anything
more
else-
on Saturday.
Way more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just that little snippet, I know it's going to be amazing and phenomenal. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. And everybody have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Thank you.